Hop.
It's the D-Hop talking shop.
Yo.
Yeah. We talking with D-Hop.
Yeah.
Tell me what shit you got. Yeah. On the D-Hop talking shop.
Yeah, it's your boy D-Hop.
D-Hop talking shop.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. We talking with D-Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what shit you got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. On the D-Hop talking shop.
Welcome to the D-Hop Talking Shop.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the D-Hop Talking Shop podcast. I have a special guest who done came on my show with me today, sports journalist Kiera Baker. Thank you for taking the time to come in on my podcast.
No problem.
So before I get to ask you about your journey, like how are you doing, like life-wise? How's everything going for you?
I'm doing great. It's my summer going into my senior year, so this is my last summer before I really hit things off my senior year, finishing off my college career. So I've been doing well, just trying to get in the flow of things this summer, start working, internships. So I'm doing
Yeah.
well.
Congratulations on that. You're almost at the finish line, so I know you pumped up about that. What you got planned for the summer?
Yes. Well, I haven't heard back from any internships yet, unfortunately, but hopefully I can still hear back from some. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be working in sports, whether that's in ticket sales or anything related in sports. And then I'm planning to actually start my own podcast this year, my own sports podcast. So I'm excited to get that going. And then as well, I'm just going to be interviewing at different local AAU tournaments just to build my resume.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. I'm gonna be watching your journey. I know you're gonna do big things with that.
Thank you.
So, did you know like that you was gonna become a sports journalist one day?
Oh my goodness. I actually did not know I was going to become a sports journalist. I actually didn't choose to become a sports journalist until about my senior year in high school. I was always just involved in sports in high school, playing basketball. I ran track as well growing up, but I didn't really know I wanted to become a journalist until the summer going into my freshman year of college, actually, because my mom was on my behind and she was like, okay, you have to start thinking about what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I always knew that I loved to talk. That was always a part of my personality. Growing up, I had my own TV show with my younger childhood friends, and it was called Kids Point of View. And we would just talk about like different topics. And then, like I said, I always played sports. So just intertwining the two was always something that I wanted to do. And then watching sports growing up, I would always see people like Taylor Rooks, Maria Taylor, and a lot of Black women in the field. And I was like, that's something that I will want to do one day. So that's when I really decided that I wanted to join this field.
Definitely. Like I said, I'm big on women in sports and women in general, man. We got to make sure we highlight y'all because y'all big time just like guys is. Like, trust me, they, like we need to give more recognition to the WNBA. So I'm happy to see that that's, getting uplifted in the sports world for real. So,
for sure.
Yeah. So that's really what made you like get into like, just being around the game. That's what made you just officially get into the sports journalist field.
Yeah, because I was always around sports growing up. I played basketball. Like I said, I've always loved football. And so just seeing those women in the field succeeding in their role and in their careers, that's what really made me want to be a part of that as well.
So since we talking about football, who's your favorite football team?
Well, growing up, I basically was a Saints fan since I was born. Both of my sides are from Louisiana, my mom and my dad. And they grew up being Saints fans. So it just kind of came naturally. So growing up, every Sunday, I would always watch the Saints games. Like that was a staple in my household. And so I just grew to love the Saints ever since then. Just watching Drew Brees, his days winning the Super Bowl. I've always loved them. Now we're kind of in a slump right now, but but we're gonna be better. So Saints, I would say that's my favorite football team.
See you week 3. I got to play my Philadelphia Eagles. I'm a big time Philadelphia Eagles fan. So I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, but it's cool with the Saints. But just when they play the Eagles, it's like war.
Oh my goodness, Eagles are good too.
Yeah. So do you follow college football too? Like
not as much. I watch LSU every now and then, but I'm more of an NFL girl.
Okay, you more like me, So what's your long-term goal with your career? Like, what you really want to achieve? in your
Yes, so
career?
my long-term goal is I would love to be a sideline reporter or a sports analyst or even a play-by-play person for a major sports network, whether it's ESPN, CBS, TNT, anything like that. And I would also love to work for either a collegiate or professional sport. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever opportunity presents itself.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do long term.
Okay, okay. So you really answered another question I was gonna ask you, like what got you into sports. So basically I just got it from you said you being around it,
Mhm.
so it's really what
Yeah.
got you in it.
And also, my dad played professional basketball growing up at Southeastern University in
Okay.
Louisiana. So I would kind of say it was in my bloodline. I grew
Yeah.
up, he played ball, my brother plays ball, two of my brothers play ball actually. And then my cousin on my mom's side, he's actually a NBA coach for the Golden State Warriors. And so it's kind of always been in my family, around my family. I started playing basketball at the age of I would say 7 at the
Hmm.
YMCA. And as years went on, I played in middle school, and then I gradually played in high school, and then I played in college as well. So my love for the game just grew as the years went on. So I would say it started from my dad, and then it
Yeah.
went on from there.
Okay, but so that actually brings me to my next question. So, like, how was the transition going from a player into being, on the sideline, being in sports journalist? How
Yes,
was that
yes.
transition?
Well, the transition was actually pretty easy because, like I
Yeah,
said, I played basketball all my life. So my knowledge, my IQ for the game, it all transferred easily to talking about the game, whether it was play by play or writing articles
yeah,
or doing interviews, anything like that. The transition was pretty easy for me because I knew what I was talking about. I knew the game because I played it for so long. So it came easy to me. As far as, like, the other sports, like football and volleyball, some of those sports that I might not know as well as basketball, it came pretty harder because I had to learn the terminology, the ins and outs of the game. But,
yeah.
as I get older, I wanna start learning and dipping and dabbing in more other sports to learn more about the game to expand my horizon, but as far as basketball, it came pretty easy for me.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I understand that. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, basketball it seems like it does kind of come more easier than football a little bit. So
Mhm.
kind of, sort of. So, my next question is like, what all type of sports events have you covered so far in your career?
Yes, so my first 2 years, I went to Penn State Beaver, which is a Commonwealth campus of Penn State University, and there I covered a couple of men's basketball games by doing play-by-play broadcasting,
Yeah.
and then my junior year of high school, I actually got an opportunity to do a play-by-play broadcast for Penn State women's basketball versus
Mhm.
Nebraska, and I
Yeah.
got that opportunity through a club called Com Radio, and it was a very amazing experience. I got to go into the arena, I got to actually put on the headset,
Yeah.
actually be on my first professional call with one of my other broadcasters, and it was amazing. Just the feeling of being in the arena and being in a professional environment and seeing what it could be like in the future, that was a very good experience, so
Okay. So take me back if you remember. So take me back to your first time you ever covered a game. Was you nervous, anxious? Like
mhm.
how was that?
Yes, so how it was set up was the first half I did play-by-play, and then the second half I did color commentating. So
Okay.
when I did play-by-play slash color commentating at my Commonwealth campus, I would mainly do color commentating. So I
Okay.
was I was already acclimated to color commentating and talking about the game, but when it came to the play-by-play, I was a little bit more nervous because with that, it's more fast-paced. You know how the game of
Yeah.
basketball is. You have to say what's going on and what's happening every second of the game. So I was a little bit nervous at first, but as I continued to call the game, it got more easier throughout. And in the end, I was very happy. I was very blessed for the opportunity, and overall, it was a great experience.
Okay, I understand that. So moving on. So what are two, three? What are three? Is it three people that you want to cover? Like, who have you covered so far, and who would you like to interview in the near future?
Great question. Well, I would love to continue covering for my school right now, Penn State. I would love to call more women's basketball games, even men's basketball games in the future. But as far as people that I would like to interview, oh my gosh, that's a tough question because there's so many people in this world that I would love to interview. But if I
Yeah, I
had to choose
understand that.
three, if I had to choose three off the top of my head, I would say LeBron
Oh
because
yeah, you guys do
LeBron because for one, he's a legend. Everything that
definitely.
he's done in his career up to now has been legendary. So I would love to interview him just to ask him about, his life before basketball and his life going into the league and his life after basketball because we know it's sadly coming to an end soon.
Yeah,
I would love to interview Taylor Brooks. She's one of my favorite sports journalists. And I would just love to talk to her about Bleacher Report and also her transition from basketball to football with Thursday Night Football. And she actually has her own podcast now with Joy Taylor. I don't know if you know, and it's called the Too
yeah.
Personal Talk
Yes,
Show.
I've seen a
Yes,
few episodes. Kind of interesting on there. I'm subscribed
yes.
to it. Yeah, I seen it.
Yes. So I
Yeah.
would love to interview her about that and just see how that came about and why she decided to start that podcast. And my last person, hmm, this is so tough.
Yeah.
Um, I would have to say Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah. Okay, I
Deion,
like that one.
Deion Sanders. I would have to say him just because his transition from an HBCU, being an HBCU coach, to now being at Colorado. I
Yeah.
would just like to see his thought process and why he chose to make that decision.
Okay. So going back, so I'm gonna take it as LeBron James is your favorite basketball. Well, first of all, do you have a favorite basketball player and basketball team?
Okay. Yes, well, LeBron James is my favorite player. I've
Okay.
been watching him since his Miami days, since I was
Definitely.
probably 7 or 8. 2010, I believe
Yeah.
that's when he played with the Miami Heat, when he transferred from Cleveland to Miami. So I started watching him then, and ever since then, when he played in Miami, going back to Cleveland and now on the Lakers, I've been watching him ever since, and in my opinion, he is the GOAT.
Okay. That was gonna be my next
He is the
question.
GOAT. He is the GOAT. I know the
Yeah.
debates between MJ and him, but he's my GOAT, my personal GOAT.
Oh
And
yeah.
as far as a favorite team, I mean, I've just been a LeBron fan my whole life, so everywhere he
Okay.
went, I've went.
Basically, I respect that. So yeah, so that I can relate to that. I'm actually a Miami Heat fan.
Okay.
I'm Dwayne Wade fan. So, they best friends. So, LeBron cool with me. So,
Yeah, yeah. Dwayne Wade's a great player as well.
yeah. So
But
since
overall,
we
I'm just a fan of the game.
yeah,
Even when
okay.
LeBron retires, I'm just gonna be a fan of the game. I've always been a fan of the game. So I don't know if I'll have a favorite team once he retires. But as far as just the league, it's in great hands. There's so
Oh
many
yeah.
rising stars now in the league. So I'm just excited to see where the league is gonna go from
Yeah,
here.
yeah, definitely. So since we on the NBA playoffs, so who do you got in the finals? Like who you thinking? We at the final four now, Eastern
Mhm.
Conference and the Western Conference final. So we
Yes, yes. I don't know if you watched the game tonight, but the Celtics just pulled off a thriller win in
yeah,
overtime over the
I seen
Pacers.
it. Yeah, I seen it.
Yes.
I seen it. Yes. I'm
Um,
it's like I'm rooting for the Mavericks. Like
mhm.
me living in Dallas, like I kind of done got a little love for the Mavericks, but that's the only team in Texas I root for. I ain't rooting for no Cowboys though at all.
Yeah,
yeah,
the Cowgirls. Mm-mm.
I can't do that. So like, yeah. So who you
As
think
far
gonna
as
take it?
hmm, that's a tough question. Ooh, okay. I would say in the East, the Celtics. I'm rooting for the Celtics. I
Yeah,
really love Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That two duo, the backcourt duo, they're a very great team in the East. And I feel like they'll win probably like in 5 or 6 games against
yeah,
the Pacers. And as far as the West, whew, that's a tough question because Luca
it
and
is.
Kyrie, they've been on a tear this year.
They have,
They've been on a tear.
they have for real.
And Luca, he's averaging like I think 35 points a game. So you never know when he can go off. But then
Yeah,
on the Timberwolves side, you have Ant, and he's just a dog. He's a
Yeah,
dog, like
baby
when
Jordan.
yes, baby Jordan.
Yeah,
Baby Jordan, he's a dog. So, and with the addition of Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert, that's a tough front court to stop as well.
definitely.
If I had to choose between the Mavericks and the Timberwolves, I would say the Timberwolves in 7.
Yeah.
Timberwolves in 7. That's gonna be a very interesting series.
Oh yeah. See you just like me. I'm rooting for the Mavericks, but I mean I don't mind seeing the Timberwolves winning, but I really feel like they is gonna win just because of Gobert and because they got too many bigs that I feel like the Mavericks can't bang with in the end. So
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like their size would overtake the Mavs. As good as Luka and Kyrie is, I don't think anyone will be able to match up against Carl and Rudy in the paint,
yeah, definitely for sure.
especially with the addition of Naz Reid off the bench, sixth
Yeah,
man of the year.
definitely.
That's a
What
tough that's a tough front court to stop.
have you been into any NBA games before?
I have actually. All of my NBA games that I've been to, aside of the Houston Rockets games, because I'm from Houston, so I've been to a
Yeah.
couple of their games. The rest have been LeBron. So if I can count on my hands about how many I've been to, it's been about maybe 5 or 6
Yeah. Oh,
LeBron
okay.
games. Every time he's played in Houston, I win.
Oh
I
yeah.
shouldn't have missed. Now the only time I've missed his games were when I went to college because obviously I wasn't home for them. But
Yeah.
all throughout high school, all throughout middle school, I never missed a game when he came to Houston.
Okay. Oh yeah, you
And
LeBron super
I also
fan.
went to an LA game. I went to an LA game one time and the atmosphere was amazing.
Yeah.
It's so different when he's playing an away game, but when he's home and he's actually in LA, the atmosphere is just totally different. So
I need to catch me a Lakers game just to see the hype. I really need to catch a LeBron game before he retires type deal.
you should. You should. It's something like never before. It's different actually watching it in person versus watching it on the TV. It's something
Yeah.
you'll never forget.
Yeah, like that's what I say about I've been to a lot of football games, but me personally, unpopular opinion, I know a lot of people might not agree with me. I actually like it better on TV. Don't get me wrong,
You
I'll go
do?
to a game just for the experience. Yeah, I like it better on TV. It's just not the same actually being there. That's just how I feel.
You don't? Wow. Well, it depends. If it's like a blowout game,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I could have watched this on TV. But if it's a really close game and it's like back and forth,
Yeah.
I think it's way better in person,
Okay, yeah,
in
you're
my
right.
opinion.
So moving on, I got another question for you. So you said you was from Houston. So how was that transition going from Houston to Pennsylvania?
Whew. It was very tough. I'm not gonna lie. My
Yeah,
first year of college, okay, well, I'm gonna start off with Houston. We know it's hot. It's very hot and it's very humid out here.
yeah,
The seafood, so good. Everything out here is seasoned. Our barbecue, so good. It's plain, not really hilly. Compared to Pennsylvania, it's so cold. I had to change my entire wardrobe. I had to get coats, scarves, mittens, beanies. Everything that wasn't in my wardrobe, I
yeah.
have in my wardrobe now. Um, and just as far as, like, the hills, my first year of college, my freshman year, I wasn't used to the hills at all, so it was very hard adjusting to the levels, especially with walking. My legs would hurt so bad walking to class. And it would
Yeah,
just be totally different. And also the snow, I wasn't really used to snow coming from Houston. We rarely got snow. All of my life that I've lived in Houston, it only has snowed twice.
yeah,
So actually going to Pennsylvania and living there all 3 years of college, I had to adjust to the cold weather as well. And also just being homesick. You know, being with my family, I had to really learn to live without them and learn to adult.
yeah,
So just, staying in communication with them and hanging on to my faith with God and just knowing that I can do all things through Christ without them, that was
definitely.
a big factor in the culture change as well.
Yeah. I ain't never been to Pennsylvania before. I don't think I want to visit. I don't know. I guess it
Mhm.
is different. Well, I've been to Philadelphia. Like, how far is that Philadelphia and Pennsylvania? How far is that from? Because I don't know how to.
Well, yeah, so at my Commonwealth campus, I actually was only 30 minutes out from Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
from my campus to Pittsburgh, it was about a 25-minute drive. And then from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, I would say it's about like a 2 to 3 hour drive.
Hmm.
2 to 3 hour drive. But now I'm in State College. So I'm not too sure how far State College is from Philadelphia, but I'm pretty sure it's not over 3 hours. It can't
Yeah.
be over 3 hours, but I'm
Yeah.
used to the weather now. I'm used to it, so but in the beginning, it was really hard adjusting.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna stay down south though. Love can't go wrong. But besides, we do
Yeah,
got a lot of heat hot in Texas. It's crazy
yeah.
out here, ain't for
You can
real.
never go wrong with the sun, but sometimes it does get too hot.
Okay, yeah. So moving on. So I got another question before I close this podcast. I like your thoughts on the WNBA, like Caitlin Clark's. Like, how do you feel like she's gonna prevail in the WNBA? 'Cause you know she's a big topic everywhere. And Angel Reese, of
Mhm.
course. I really feel like Angel Reese not getting the recognition that she deserved, like they giving Caitlin Clark, but she deserved it too. So,
Yes,
what
for
you
sure.
think Caitlin
Well,
Clark's gonna be?
Caitlin Clark is a game changer.
Yeah, definitely.
Hands down, hands down. Even when she was at Iowa, she was the most talked about college player ever.
Yeah,
Women and men's across the board. So I felt like her transition going from college to the WNBA wasn't going to be that bad. Now she has been getting a lot of hate her first couple of games. She's been
she
getting a lot
have,
of pressure and a
she
lot of
have.
backlash, but that also comes with being such a popular name and such
Yeah,
a popular brand. But as far as her elevating the league, I'm so happy to see it. I don't know if you saw the article about the WNBA getting all chartered flights,
yeah. I
and
seen that.
I feel like that stemmed from the Caitlin Clark effect, as well as the viewership. The Indiana Fever has gotten so many more views ever since she's came into the league. All of their
Yeah,
games have been sold out, and especially for some of their opponents that they're gonna play, some of their opponents have had to change their location for where
for
they're gonna
real.
play the
Damn.
Indiana
Mm,
Fever just because of Caitlin Clark. So just
mm.
overall, her expansion of the league and the way that it's gonna be, not only now, but in the future, I'm so excited to see what it's gonna be like.
Just been watching her play. Seem like the OG's been taking that person. They've been going to her like a.
They
I like, come
have,
on,
they
man.
have. They have, but she's been
Yeah,
doing pretty good in my opinion in her
yeah, yeah.
first couple of games. She's been
She
doing pretty
have,
good. She's acclimated into the league very well. Now I
yeah.
know it's
She,
only been 3 games, and we're still gonna have to see how she does throughout the whole entire season, but to live up to the hype, she's done pretty well.
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I definitely got to go to one of her games. Hopefully, you might be covering one of her games one day. You never know.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah. But like I said, appreciate you taking the time coming on my podcast. Get this thing rolling. You help me
Thank
out
you
on this
so
journey. It means a lot.
thank you so much for having me.
Guys, if you like today's video, Kiera Baker, make sure you guys like subscribe to the D Hop Talking Shop podcast.